Hello everyone and welcome back to the Closet Historian. Today I wanted to show you how I use my Mervin wave clips to get 1920s and 30s waves in my hair. Traditional finger waving is quite difficult, so I was looking for any cheat I could find, and one day I found these Mervin wave clips on eBay and I got 2 of them, and then I picked up another 2 on Etsy after I figured out how amazing they are. And the first thing you want to do to use these is to wet down your hair just in the area you're going to be using the clips. So for me, that's just on either side of my part. I don't need to get the back as soaking wet as this little front section here where we're going to be placing the clips. And you'll see they kind of look a little bit like a sort of torch device. They are aluminum and they have springs, and yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's a Mervin wave clip right there. That's what makes the magic happen. Basically just creates finger waves for you without having to use your fingers. So you can see I've kind of brushed my hair, or combed it rather, quite straight while it's wet. And then you sort of lay the clip down on your head so the little aluminum teeth grab on. And then you just release the spring in the back and it springs into a wave for you. I'm just spraying my hair a little bit more here. And you're just kind of making sure the hairs are all aligned before you place these in. And they've got little combs on them, as you can see the teeth. And so I kind of just press them gently down to my scalp. Gently. Go gently. So you don't pinch yourself like I clearly just did a little bit. But you just space them a little bit apart. And then once you release the clips, it just grabs the hair and forms it into that wave for you. Now, I have a modified midi haircut right now. I used to do this a lot when I had my bob haircut, and it works a little bit better for these 20s and 30s styles. But you can still do it with a midi. You can see I'm fighting with my layers a little bit here. Just take some pin curl clips, in this case a duck bill clip, and pin aside that other hair. The 2 front sections that I wave with the clips, I usually curl later. This is going to be an overnight set for me. I will sleep with those in my hair. Yes, I know that's kind of crazy. But I will put the rest of the hair in foam rollers in the back, just rolled down, except for these side front portions. I do just leave the hair straight there and tuck it behind my ear, and then I curl that the next morning with a curling iron, because there's no point trying, while I'm really just trying to get the waves to set in, to try and curl the ends of those hairs. But here I am doing the other side. I'm just getting that top portion wet again, quite soaking wet to be honest. But the rest of my hair I'm leaving just vaguely damp for when I do foam rollers. Place the comb next to the scalp, release, and then I just push the rest of my hair there on the side behind my ear and clip in place. And I will deal with that straight portion in the morning. This side I do is my lighter side of the part, and is the side of my head that I sleep on. So I do take that comb out before I go to bed, and then I will put it back in the morning with a little light spray to refresh it, because I can't sleep on top of that huge thing. So here we are, the next morning. We're going to be taking out all these pins and just starting by curling all those straight bits that we left on the sides. And you can see all of my layers are doing their job admirably here to stick out and be annoying. But I'm just going to use my 1/2-inch barrel curling iron to curl all of those so that they will play nicely. I find it's much easier for these sections that are the ends of what hair is in the clips to just curl it with a curling iron later on after the set is dry, because trying to roll these into foam rollers is kind of impossible. So we can just curl those, little spray, and then the other side I'm going to do the same thing, just curling those straight ends that I left the night before with a curling iron. All those lovely little layers poking out. And you'll see in the back I have just 2 rows of foam rollers, everything rolled down and underneath. But a couple pieces did fall out of those foam rollers as well because of my layers. And again, you can just grab those with a curling iron before you let your hair down. I don't even bother in this set. More hairspray. Here we go. Yep, see, messy. So just go ahead and take out the back. Obviously, if you have a shorter bob, you could do Mervin wave clips across the back as well and just line them up with the ones that you have in the front and create that wave all across your head. That might be kind of hard to do on yourself, but if you had enough clips and maybe a handy friend to help you out, it'd be a really awesome look in the end. But most of the time, I just curl the back. So I just start running my fingers through those curls to break them up a little bit. You'll notice the back I leave really fluffy and kind of frizzy this time. It's not inaccurate for the 30s to have a really fluffy, frizzy look, so you can definitely get away with it. But mostly that's just because my tripod here is a stack of books that is preventing me from seeing my back of my hair in a mirror. So I can't really tell what's going on back there, so I just sort of left it curly. Here I am just playing with the curls, getting them into the shape I want, and once you find something you like, of course, just spray into place. It's a lot of just patting and coaxing each curl to go in. To remove each clip, I sort of wiggle them. You see me do that here. You take the spring, and as you squeeze the spring to release, sort of wiggle it to get the combs out of your hair without pulling any of the individual hairs. And then you'll see you get a very measured and structured wave out of these clips, and it's very little effort. So just spray what you like to keep it there. And then here I noticed a sort of ridge forming in my curls, so I just sprayed with hairspray, took a regular wave clip and just pinched that to see if I could get that ridge to look like a wave if I let it set. Just taking more pins out of my heavy side of my part here, and then the comb starts to fall away because they are kind of heavy. So just pinch and lift that off. And just keep taking your pins out. That front wave got pinched by the pin curl clip a little bit, which is my bad. So it's not perfectly smooth up there at the top. Just see that wiggle motion again while I take it out. And I'm just sort of patting everything. I don't brush these or run a comb through them really. Just a little bit of playing with it with my fingers because I don't want the wave to go away after, leaving those big clips in it for 10 hours. I want the wave to stay. So here I am just again playing with the shape and coaxing curls to do what I want them to and spraying them in place. So here there's little flyaways in the front that want to run away. I'm just going to brush the very front wave. And because my hair is cut in that midi, that front section is shorter than the rest, which is actually kind of useful when it comes to looking like a bob. Once again, I did a little light spray of water this time on top of those, like super, super fine mist I'm talking. And then just take wave clips and pinch the ridges that the Mervin wave clips have left in your hair. This just gives it a little bit more three-dimensionality. It's less flat on the head this way. And you want to protect those ridges that you've created with the Mervin wave clips. And then I'm just bobby pinning part of this wave out of the way so it doesn't hang in front of my face as much. And we're just going to let those wave clips stay there while we fix the rest of the hair and poke curls into submission once again. Just spray, spray, spray everything into place. You can see how fluffy these curls are in the back. I could have wound them around my fingers a little bit more and created more sculpted curls, but again, I couldn't see the back, so who knew what was happening back here? All right, let's see. Now we can take these off. That one didn't do too much, but seeing as it's a lighter side of my part, I don't really mind. Just getting everything to sit nicely and spraying some more. Some of these curls at the base of my neck didn't curl as much as I'd like, so I'm just coaxing them up into a more bob shape with my fingers and some hairspray. And then the other side here, we can spray and then take the wave clips out. Be careful with this, you don't want to catch anything like I just did. You have to poke back in. Great shot. Good, yeah, cinematography. And just remove these clips. And now you have your nice waves in the front. And you didn't have to learn how to do finger waving. I find finger waves really hard to do on thick hair too. Here I'm just spraying my finger with hairspray and then using that underneath the wave to get underneath there without having to spray my face. And I'm just repositioning this bobby pin a little bit, try and hide it more in my hair. And there are some flyaways at my part still that I need to pomade down, which I forget to do in the video, but here you go. It's the finished look. finger waves without having to learn how to do finger waves. If you can get your hands on some Mervin wave clips, do it. They show up on eBay and on Etsy, and they are the best. Thanks for watching. Bye.